a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. Taylor on a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. Put nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start to make the house shake.
What's poppin'? Check cash in place. It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14, episode 14 review. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody in the community section who congratulated me for getting a negative result on my first mammogram since my lumpectomy and radiation that I had to go through for my stage 1 breast cancer. I was so happy this past Thursday that everything was negative and I am still in remission. Thank you, God. God is truly awesome, and I thank you all for all of your messages and prayers. Thank you all so much. You know, I continue to share this part of my life with you guys because you were with me on the journey and you all are extended family to me. So thank you so much. Also, you guys, this Friday to next Tuesday, I will be out of town for my birthday. I will be filming a birthday vlog and I will have some pre-recorded content for you guys, but there will be no reviews, of course, until I get back. Now, let's get into tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. The episode begins with everybody gathering around 8 o'clock that morning to head to a racetrack in Kingston so they all can race and stuff. And Sanya told them about this the night before to be ready, to be on time because it's going to be a long drive. And of course, there are people late. Marlo showed up a little bit late and Kenya is extremely late. When they're on the bus waiting for Kenya to come down, Marlo then takes the opportunity to apologize to Drew for how she came at her the previous night at dinner. And she said that her and Drew that night after dinner in her room had a whole discussion on the whole adoption situation and gained more clarity, and it actually brought them closer together. However, Kandi still ain't seeing it for her ass. Kandi don't want shit to do with her, don't want to talk to her or nothing. And I don't blame her because Marlo really went low on Kandi and it wasn't called for. Meanwhile, Sanya is trying to get in contact with Kenya to see what it is. She's like, we gotta go, we gotta leave in 5 minutes. Kenya was like, I'll try. Meanwhile, 40 minutes later, she still ain't downstairs taking her time, taking photos of the ocean and shit. I don't like that. Like, Kenya is wrong as hell for that shit. Don't be wasting nobody's time and holding people up just because you on your bullshit and you in one of your little psychotic moods that you be in. That wasn't cool at all. And she owed Sanya an apology for bullshitting around. If you didn't want to go, if you was in a mood, just say that. But don't be holding up people and their schedules because you wouldn't want nobody to do that to you. Like, I didn't appreciate that at all, and I would have gotten her ass about that as well. Sanya ends up taking the cast to her old neighborhood. She comes across one of her old neighbors. Then she takes the cast to this ice cream place. It's a real fancy ice cream place in like this mansion that was owned by a rich black man, and it's called Devon House, which is so beautiful. I'm actually going to Jamaica. I know this was in Kingston, but I'm going to Jamaica in January for the first time, and I'm so excited about it. So after everybody gets their ice cream, RHOA pulls Marlo to the side to ask her about everything that happened the previous night at the dinner. And she even tells Marlo that, you know, I think sometimes when you start talking and you get so passionate, and Marlo finishes the sentence and she was like, I get a little aggressive. And she was like, yeah, you do. And Marlo was like, well, you know, I just feel like Kandi ain't never got nothing to say. But then all of a sudden she had something to say last night. And I'm like, stay out of my business. And I'm happy that RHOA at least said that. She could have said a little bit more. But for RHOA, that was a lot, I guess. But in this case, Marlo, you were dead wrong and you had no business trying to chastise this grown man about what they doing with their family when your shit ain't in order. So Kandi had a right to check your ass. So then we see Monietta talking to Kandi about the whole situation, and Kandi was just like, you know, saying the whole thing that I just said. And then she also said that she was offended about how she was coming at Todd. So then Kenya arrives 2 hours late and Sanya pulls her to the side to ask why she hasn't been showing up for her on this trip because she wouldn't have did her like that. And Kandi was like, well, since we've been here, I've shown up to everything on time. And then the producers show that at dinner the night before she was an hour late, and now she was 2 hours late to this event. which is fucked up. And this was the same thing that she did to Cynthia on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls trip, where she was wrong. Like, you don't fuck over people's time. Like, you really honestly don't. You don't. And she owed the girl an apology, and she should have just said, I am so sorry that, you know, I have been late and disrespecting your time. That's all she had to say. But Kenya was like, you know, Brooklyn hasn't wanted to be around her dad and it's really affecting me. And she starts crying, and Sanya calls bullshit because she feels like every time that she confronts Kenya on her mess, she always brings up Mark as an excuse. And I agree 100%. Yeah, you going through stuff, but everybody's going through stuff as well. It's only but so long you can use this divorce as an excuse to why you act the way that you do. And in this case, you're 100% wrong, and you should have just said that. Stop disrespecting people's time, because if somebody did it to you, you would not like it, and you 100% dead wrong. So they get back on the bus to head to the racetrack, and Marlo was like, Kandi, you see Simon got Porsche or Rolls Royce? And Kandi ignores her. She was like, Kandi. She was like, girl, why are you talking to me? She was like, oh, girl, you so ignorant. You so petty. Like, oh, you that mad? Get over it. And Kandi was like, I have not said nothing to you all day. I ain't got shit to say to you. Stop talking to me. And so they going back and forth, and she was like, well, I apologize if I offended you. And Kandi was like, girl, you can keep your motherfucking sorry. Girl, get the fuck on somewhere. And I don't blame her, because bitch, you don't get away with saying the shit that you said to me, and then the shit that you said to me when you and Sheree called yourself confronting me at that damn spa. I have had enough of you. It's only but so much that a person can take up off your ass. Like, stop with the foolishness. You need to stop with your mouth, and Kenya need to stop disrespecting folks' time. So they get to the racetrack finally. It's a beautiful track, and Drew and Marlo are going to race each other, child. They all decide to take bets on who they think will win as the ladies change into their race outfits. Kandi in her confession was like, I'm not betting on Marlo. It could be the whore race, and I still wouldn't bet on her, even though I know she would win. Child, that was one of Kandi's best reads ever. That shit right there was funny. So the ladies come out. Drew is changed into the official Olympic little tracksuit, and Marlo has on a Balenciaga underwear set. I was like, this bitch here. So they end up racing, child. Marlo wins with her titties out. Them motherfuckers flop out while she running, child, because her shirt was too little, but it was cute nonetheless. And after the race, Drew ends up tearing her Achilles. The same foot that she fucked up season 1 is fucked up again. So the minister of Kingston ends up, you know, using her contacts and everything to get her to the best doctors. And so she fucked up. Don't know if she's going to be able to stay on the trip or not. So everybody, you know, is feeling really bad for Drew, of course. I was like, so you got to know your limits when you get old and shit. You can't be doing all that shit past 40. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Not me. But, you know, it was sad to see her mess up her foot. So on the way back home, Sanya breaks down the itinerary for the rest of the trip, and everybody then heads back to their rooms. The next day is Sanya and her husband's iFit shoot, and Marlo is the only person on the bus on time. Now, Sheree and Kenya said they were up on time and they were trying to call Sanya, but she didn't answer the phone. Well, at least that's what Kenya said. So they both got left. So they both like, you know, why would she invite us and then leave us? But Sanya tells Marlo at the shoot that she actually misplaced her phone, so she don't know if they was trying to get in contact with her or not. So it seems like it was just a big misunderstanding or whatever. So we then see Kandi go to Drew's room to run lines with her, because, you know, Drew can't really do much of nothing, and Drew is Drew. Once again, we're just talking about some Guggenheim method or something of acting. It's like, girl, just run the fucking lines with the girl and shut the hell up with your moist face. So the topic then goes on to Marlo, and Drew was like, she feels like Marlo is trying to get in Sanya's head, and that, you know, she's even talked about Sanya calling her a follower. And so it's shocking to her that now they're getting close. And I'm looking at Sanya two sideways, like, you choose Marlo and Sheree to be the ones you get close with. Girl, you are barking up the wrong tree with that one. But okay, girl, we'll see how that goes for you. I do think that Sanya will be asked back for a second season. I do think that they're going to give her another opportunity. We'll see what she does with it. But Marlo, I hope her peach gets taken away, because she really has irked my soul this season. And I know I heard rumors that allegedly she didn't show up to the reunion. I doubt that very seriously. Marlo is not going to miss an opportunity to be on camera in a cute outfit, child. Since they missed the outfit photo shoot, Kenya, Sheree's friend Michelle Moneta, and her husband end up going on a catamaran, which is like some type of boat or whatever. And they get on there. They're having a great time. Kenya is impersonating Sanya. Is funny. They're dancing. They're drinking. They're eating. Everybody's having a great time. And the She by Sheree fashion show comes up, and Kenya says that, she wants the model. So her and Moneta end up auditioning to be in the She by Sheree show, and it's all for shits and giggles. And they up here dropping it like it's hot, busting it wide open, doing splits, doing the percolator and shit, child. And Sheree is like, no, this is not no ghetto fashion show. We will not be doing that. But, it was all, like I said, for fun. It was hella funny. Like I said, I love to see fun Kenya, let loose Kenya. It's just a good time around. And I can say for majority of this season, we have seen fun time Kenya this season. She's had her moments, even in this episode. But it's always good to see her having fun and enjoying life. Life is too short to be sitting up angry and crying all the goddamn time and being mad. That night, as the girls and the guys head to dinner, Sheree confronts Sanya on leaving her and Kenya. And Sanya was like, I assumed you all weren't coming. I lost my phone. I wouldn't do that on purpose. And Sheree was just like, it hurt my feelings because I really wanted to go, and I felt like you disinvited us. They get to dinner, and Kandi asks Ralph to read an excerpt from his book. And he gets up and he reads the excerpt. And it sounds really good. But it was mighty funny that when Kandi asked him to read her excerpt, he did immediately. But when his own wife asked him, he didn't want to. Make it make sense. Drew, of course, is teary-eyed because, the way that he's speaking about their family, which was very lovely. So as Drew is talking, Kenya leans over to Sheree and was like, I didn't even get a chance to talk to her, talking about Sanya. And Sheree was like, well, she said that we didn't show up. And so Kenya was like, what? She said what? And Sanya is like, what's going on down there? And Kenya was like, Sheree just told me you said that we didn't show up. She was like, I called you several times and you didn't answer. And Sanya was like, I didn't have my phone. I was working. I assumed you all didn't come. And in her confessional, she was like, she feels like Kenya was just trying to pick with her, because if she really wanted to come, she would have did what she did the day before and called a cab. So they going back and forth. And at some point, her mute ass husband decides to stand up, talk, hold up. This is what I don't do. Don't fuck with my wife. Nigga, you ain't said 2 words all season. Sit your ass the fuck down. This is what the women do. This is what the women do on this show. If you can't handle that, then take your ass on somewhere. As you can see, the husbands don't get involved, sir. Your wife can get confronted just like she confront everybody else. She ain't no better than nobody else, sir. Sit down somewhere. You're getting on my nerves. Now, as far as this whole thing is concerned, like I said, I feel like it was a miscommunication. But I also feel like with Sanya, if y'all really wanted to come, y'all would have made a way to get there. But then again, I feel what King was saying that, we calling her phone, she didn't answer. So on their end, it probably felt like she was trying to be funny. She not answering our phone calls. So like I said, once again, it was a big miscommunication. But this thing between Sanya and Kenya been boiling over for a minute, starting with how she was coming to Kenya with the whole, you gotta bring a date and all that shit. Overall, I'll give tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta a C plus. It was cute. Nothing spectacular, but it was cute for what it was. Let me know what you all thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe. And if you all see another page in the comment section pretending to be me that is a scam page, do not follow. Please report it. Love you guys. Bye.